In this video, I'm going to talk about building a trading strategy from the 2-period RSI. Stay tuned. Hey traders, a very warm welcome to you. Okay, so I've been experimenting with RSI and I thought, you know what, I'm going to tighten it right up and I'm going to use a 2-period. I know everyone's saying, whoa, that is going to be the noisiest thing ever, and you know what, it is, but bear with me, I've been playing around with it. I haven't got a final strategy with it yet. I thought I'd throw it out there to you guys, the YouTube community, to see what you think about this, and I'm going to update this later on when I build a strategy from this. So RSI, for those of you not aware, I've done another video on it and it's been featured in a lot of kind of strategies that I've covered before in previous videos. Go and check those out if you haven't already, but stick with me now for this one, because what I have here is obviously RSI, relative strength index. I've got it on a 2-period. Yes, that's extra aggressive, and if you're familiar with the way indicators work, generally the lower the number, the more noise you're going to get. If you've got a moving average that's a 2-period, it's going to be really tight to price, taking the average of the last 2 bars, versus a 200 period, which is much smoother. Same with any oscillator, right? The RSI stochastic. So this automatically is giving you red flags saying, whoa, heavy noise. But what I've done to attempt to dampen that noise out is I've stretched the overbought and oversold band parameters, if you like, to 90 on the high side and 10 on the low side. RSI oscillates between 0 and 100, and so I'm really taking only the very extreme levels for overbought and oversold. And those of you familiar with an oscillator, generally, very broadly speaking, the overbought and oversold conditions are sort of telling you when the spring is stretched, and the theory is that it's stretched and it's going to kind of contract again. It's not to say it can't keep staying stretched and keep going, but that's the kind of broad theory what we're looking for. So I've been playing around with this. Now I have a 15-minute chart up at the moment, and it's of the DAX. So each candle is representing 15 minutes. RSI 2-period, again with those stretch bands, as I say. What I'm looking for specifically, and this is how I think you should always build setups, is have an idea in your mind of the strategy you want, and then try and put indicators in to help guide you with that strategy. Very popular for me, and very popular with other traders as well, but this has been my bread and butter for over a decade. It's a first pullback kind of trade. So you get a momentum move, you get a pullback, you want to get on board as close as you can to that turning point, and then you want to take the long for kind of push to the high side into new highs. Helps you get on board monster trends, helps with scalping. It's a very kind of effective price action strategy. But I want to add a layer of indicators into it, or should I say a layer of some boundaries is the word I'm looking for around the indicator, rather than just using my eyeball. But first of all, I'm using my eyeball to identify the trend. I think later on, when I come down to drilling down into strategy and firming up the criteria, getting a trend is relatively easy. It's either going to be distance away from the moving average, prices away from moving average, MACD, ADX, something like that. I think that's easy for us to nail down. I want to try and nail down this pullback kind of buy first of all. So my rules are, as I say, putting them out there for you guys to critique and test and let me know your thoughts on this. But my rules are: first overbought condition on a downtrend on the 2-period RSI, I'm selling. First oversold condition on an uptrend, so uptrend first oversold, I'm buying. Let's have a look how it would potentially work out. So I say I'm only eyeballing trend at the moment, and I'm looking for the first kind of overbought. So I've got a downtrend here on this DAX. Not massive, granted. First overbought condition here. It's getting us in here on this down move, which is a big downdraft here. Now, maybe we're giving this one a bit too much credit. Perhaps it was just a little bit lucky. Fair enough. But this down move here, we can definitely say that's a trigger or a filter to say, yes, I want to sell that first overbought on the 2-period RSI. Up we come. We just about get it above that 90. And again, I think we can play around with this. Maybe have 85, 15. Adjust it to see how many are falling in or out of it. Again, we're just kind of broadly getting some boundaries and tightening up as we go. And this, yes, at a little reasonable trade. It's not a monster trade, but the point of this is to try and identify that sweet spot, that kind of little sweet spot where it's just rolling. Anywhere around there, if I can get something that's kind of giving me a clue to that position, I'm very happy, and I will add to the That's the rules. Okay, so I've got here USD JPY again, 15-minute chart, guys. Let's have a look. Have we got anything on here? This possibly I would say is a downtrend. So our first oversold conditions here. That's not giving you much. Okay, perhaps you'd have a wider stop on it. Again, I'm not going into the stops, and maybe you've got some juice on there. But the main thing is not really getting you really bad in a really bad position. This is a little bit better here. This is a nice little move lower. I'd say that's a decent enough trend, a 16 pip move lower. First overbought on here is here. Gets us in reasonably within kind of the right 15-minute candle and rolls over. Yes, it's not setting the world on fire. This is only like a 20 pip scalp, but it's there. It's something we can build on. Finally, guys, I want to show you crude oil. I did have gold, but it's the same kind of thing. Crude oil getting volatile at the moment. This is something to be watching, I think. We have a big downdraft here from 56.50 down to sort of 55.60, so a big move. First overbought condition is here right on the tip of that candle, looking very nice. And then, you know, you've either going to scalp it out, or you're going to be in, or you're going to be stopped out, or you're going to reassess. And this one here was the real gem of it. This overbought condition here on the RSI, an absolute gem of a trade, and that's rolled over, and you've got you know, that's a good dollar move on crude oil. And I haven't particularly cherry picked those guys. I've tried to pick examples that are highlighting what I'm showing you, but I haven't particularly scoured through. These are relatively recent examples, last couple of weeks on stuff. So they're there, they're interesting. It's to be built on. So stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well if you like the video, and subscribe so that you get notified when I do another update on this. And I'll do another update and I'll try and expand on this, and let's see if we can kind of generate a decent trading strategy from it. I'm interested in it. I'm quite excited by this. I like it. I think that it's got some potential, needs some ironing out, but it's flagging up some interesting moves, and that's what it's all about. And if we can find something that's working well, use it until it doesn't. All right, guys, take care. Good trading. Keep the risk managed as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.